Hi everyone. In today's episode, we are gonna listen to Junaid Jamshed. Junaid Jamshed, one of the most iconic vocals from Pakistan, was part of the band called Vital Signs, and I don't think Vital Signs needs any introduction in subcontinent. If someone is listening from outside of subcontinent, Vital Signs was one of the pioneers of pop music of Pakistan, one of them. There were others as well,
Yep.
but I think the most famous, the most popular, and most recognized, and their work speaks for themselves. About this track, Keh Do Jo Bhi, Keh Do Jo Bhi.
Mhm.
I am not gonna exaggerate, or maybe I am, but this is one of the best song, one of the best songs ever
Hmm.
that I have listened to. For me personally,
Hmm.
I cannot describe fully why this song is one of the best. We will talk about it after the video. But to me, this song holds a very high regard. You want to add something?
No, I think the day that we decided to listen to this track, I also mentioned to you that there are two songs that always remain in my playlist from Junaid Jamshed or Vital Signs. One is this one, Keh Do Jo Bhi, and the other one is Yaad Karna, when he was part of Vital Signs. So you are absolutely right. This is one of the best songs that I've ever listened to. The feeling that he emotes through his vocals is unmatchable, but we'll talk about it later.
Yeah. Around the song, I just want to add that this song is special for its vocals, for the poetry, for this the voice itself, but also one of the very best flute pieces. So now that you will
100%.
listen to it together with us, let's yeah, should we?
Yep, let's get started.
All right, three, two, one, play. I'm gonna just immerse in it and forget everything else. The percussions.
It's hypnotic.
कह दो जो भी मन में आए ऐसा ना हो खामोशी में सुनने वाला ही खो जाए कह दो जो भी मन में आए
This flute again. Oh,
मन जंगल में तो जो भी मन में आए.
Flute and guitar.
The man.
मन की बातें कह देने से चैन आएगा, नींद आएगी. रूठे हुए मन जाएंगे, खुशियों भरे दिन आएंगे. सपने लिए रात आएगी, रात आएगी. कह दो जो भी मन में आए, ऐसा ना हो खामोशी में सुनने वाला ही खो जाए. कह दो जो भी मन में आए.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. This song fades away with flute. It fades away with flute. And it is one of the, for me, it's a very painful experience because it shouldn't fade away. It should just keep going on.
Keep on.
By the way, before we talk about this song, I just want to thank you, Ahmad, for picking this song for today. Thank you so much. I literally was thinking that when you picked it, um, and of course, I heard it again as soon as you reminded me of this name.
Hmm.
I went back to it, and I couldn't wait to sit down together with you.
Hmm.
Literally. That's one thing. The second thing is that I'm really glad that we do listen to old tracks, faded away tracks together, and not just the newest and latest and so.
Yeah.
But again, thank you so much.
You're most welcome, my friend. There is a backstory to it, actually. I don't know if you recall it or not.
There are so many. There are
There's
so
so
many
many.
backstories. Come on, I will probably talk about them. But yeah, you go.
But I don't know if you recall it or not, but during our university days,
Yes.
when we were sitting after having our lunch and bunking the period, we were sitting and we were just humming different songs and all that. And
We-
you mentioned to me that this track of Junaid Jamshed, I should thank you because at that time I had listened this particular track, but I did not know the significance or the importance of this track. And you told me, I don't know, you had listened to it also in some sort of a drama or TV serial. And you told me that this track is really special track and it always holds a very special place in my heart. You mentioned it to me. And I went back and listened to this
and there is a
particular.
reason. There's a
Yeah.
reason to
What
it,
was
but I
that
will come
reason?
back to it.
What was that reason?
I'll come back. I'll come back to it.
Okay.
I'll come back to it. I'll
Okay.
come back.
Okay. All right.
I'll come back to it. But yeah, over the years, how has this song treated you?
So this particular track was my go-to song for many nights. I used to have it, as I mentioned, two tracks always
Nostalgia.
remain in my playlist. One is Yaad Karna by Junaid Jamshed, and the other one is this track. I used to listen to both of the tracks, and it's not exaggeration. For 2 or 3 continuous years, I used to listen to these two tracks with my headphone. I had Walkman sort of thing. At that point, I had a CD on which I had written some songs, and I used to play it on loop during my sleep. And the flute part is so underrated, underappreciated of this particular track.
One of the best flutes ever.
One of the best flutes ever. And the way it fades away, that as you mentioned in the beginning, is so gold. And
Each each note of this flute piece,
yep,
there's this flute for the sake of flute. Here, the melody of the flute is just beyond anything.
exactly, exactly. You hit the right point, the melody, because recently I was listening to some covers of this track. I sometimes try to listen to covers. Covers don't do justice to this particular track. But one interesting thing that I noticed was that one of the band was playing this melody on keys on piano. And the melody was so beautiful that even on piano it was touching my heart the same way, not the same way. I wouldn't say the same way because flute has
I wouldn't
certain.
let you.
But the point being, the melody of that piece is so beautiful that you play it on any instrument and you would still feel the sense of how would you put that emotion? Um, what is the right emotion that you think this particular?
For me, I associate this song in a very different light, and I'll talk about why and what.
Hmm.
So, I mean, this song has a very certain graveness to it, a feeling of you are missing out. So there is this feeling of FOMO,
Yeah.
fear of missing out, right?
Hmm.
Or something is being lost and you have to grab onto it. You are clutching straws here, right?
Yeah.
And the lyrics also talk about कह दो जो भी मन में आए ऐसा ना हो खामोशी में सुनने वाला ही खो जाए, right? If you want to say something to anyone, to any loved ones, do it now,
Yeah.
unless with time the person can fade away, can,
Yeah.
you know, you can lose that person in multiple ways. Anyways, but for me, this, I do hold this song very special because of completely different reason. But before I come to that reason, I just want to talk about the song itself, the music, the lyrics, the voice. Junaid, I have been listening to this song for a long, long, long time from my childhood till now, and I have always associated this song with the voice and lyrics, and everything else is just secondary. It used to be. It used to be. Apart from the flute piece, because the flute adds so much volume, so much mass, so much gravity to this piece, to the lyrics and the message, right? It just adds a lot of gravity. But I always used to associate this with lyrics because, again, I will come back to it. I'm just trying to create a huge suspense.
Suspense.
Yeah, it's not that huge of a deal, but um, but now recently that I'm listening to it in a completely different light, I have come to appreciate the instruments, the wooden
Yep.
percussions,
Yep.
the beat on the wooden percussions, beautiful. There's this booming bass,
Yes.
I don't know how they created that booming bass back
Back then.
20,
Yep.
30 years ago.
Yep. Absolutely.
30, more than 30 years ago. I don't know
You
how
can
old
literally
this song
feel it.
is, right? There's this beautiful guitar strumming, and then beautiful, extremely beautiful lead piece, guitar leads, right?
Yes,
Along
yes,
with the flute. And I think in the very first videos that we did, Kanar Hat Bazaar, I said that one of my favorite duos are guitars, electronic
and the
guitars with
flute.
flute.
Yeah,
And this is it, right? This is the highest order of that combo. But apart from that, every single piece is magnificent. But then you come to his voice, his melodic, his. I have said this before, sweeter than honey, one of the most beautiful voices in his genre, in his category. The sweet melodic voice. I've said this before, that not only when Junaid Jamshed used to sing, but when he's used to speak on any forum about anything,
yeah,
even when he's conversing with you,
yeah,
when he talks, every single word that comes out of his mouth is melody, is a
yeah,
song, is a song. He was that good. It was a God's gift to him.
yeah,
And with his voice, with beautiful sweet voice, with this person, this beautiful person, you imagine him singing these lyrics, and what lyrics, I mean, they are very simple, but they hold so much meaning,
yeah.
that now let me come to why this song was so special to me
Hmm.
during my teenage years, but especially during my university tenure.
Hmm.
This song has been an emotional pillar for me. It was, as I've been saying, that there are some songs that are medicine,
Yeah,
that are your soul's food, right? In recent times they are different, but during my teenage years, up till the end of university, and even after that for a bit, this was my medicine. This was my stronghold, where I could take shelter against so many things. I mean, against so many emotional stresses that
yeah,
I were going through, but in a very positive manner, right? This was a playbook for me, for my life at that time. This was a playbook. This
hmm.
was a guide, a step by step guide that I actually implemented during those days. If you might remember, Hamad, during those days, this was my mantra, that,
Yep,
I don't
I
hold
know
back.
that.
Don't
I know
hold
that.
back. कह दो जो भी मन में आए. You
Yep,
know,
go with it.
say, yeah, say your piece. Say your piece. Don't hold back. Take your shots. Take your shots, and ऐसा ना हो खामोशी में सुनने वाला ही खो जाए. मन जंगल में आग लगे
आग
तो
लगे तो.
मन ही नहीं तन भी जल जाए. If there's something boiling inside you, don't keep it in, because it's not gonna burn your soul but also your body. कितने ज़माने बैठे रहो फिर
फिर
सावन की
सावन
आस
की आस
लगाए.
लगाए.
सावन का क्या है आईना है, right?
You
So
cannot
don't,
rely on the external
you,
factor, man.
you cannot, yeah, you cannot wait for the right moment, the perfect moment.
Yeah,
You cannot wait for the perfect environment to say your piece, to let out what you're feeling.
hmm.
There's this one last piece that is equally beautiful, which says मन की बातों में मन की बातें कह देने से चैन आएगा नींद आएगी.
How
when
beautiful it
you
was.
when you have when you have let out your emotion, you will find peace, you will find sleep. मन की बातें कह देने से चैन आएगा नींद आएगी, रूठे हुए मन जाएंगे खुशियों भरे दिन आएंगे, सपने लिए रात आएगी.
Hmm.
And this was my playbook. This was my step to step guide for life. And again, I think I, at least when I look back, I embodied this song during, and this song has brought me so much success in life.
Hmm.
This song, this playbook, this guide has brought so much success. I cannot even express what I've achieved because of this song. There are so many successes where I am right now. why I am here right now, and in this part of life, why I am successful in certain aspects. This song played a huge part because I said what I needed to be said.
Beautiful, beautiful. I didn't know about that back then, to be honest. You
I
shared this
mean,
particular track with me, and you told me that this is the track that you listen to very often. I didn't know about the that it is serving you as a guide throughout, but that's really, really
but the
makes
thing
me
is
want
that
to
it
listen.
wasn't just it wasn't just my emotional self, my naive teenage self, right? This has been I mean I have applied this principle in my professional life, in my all
Hmm.
the relationships that I
Yep.
maintain. You know, I mean, yeah. If some people might put me as a very outspoken or but that okay, that I'm digressing. Let's not go there way that way. So yeah, this is why this I hold this song very highly. This is very close to my heart, and even without all these factors, this song is just one of the most beautiful songs ever
Yep. Hands down.
coming out of Pakistan.
Hands down. And before we conclude, I just want to mention about the poetry or lyrics. I don't know if it was written by Shoaib Mansoor or by Junaid Jamshed himself. I don't recall that. But what I want to mention is that when prominent poets write something, usually they make use of such eloquence. They use some words which are not easily comprehensible. They want to keep it that way intentional. They use word of make use of words which are complex. What I find amazing about this track is that they put the emotion or thought in layman's terms, so you can interpret what the song is about to convey with just simple lyrics, not using too many complex words, but putting it very simplicity. And I just the lyrics are
But it's
just
not
brilliant.
about it's not just about putting it simply. It's about through your vocals, through your
Yeah,
setup and arrangement, you
arrangement as
do
well.
add a lot of emotion, the feel,
Yeah,
the gravity, the impactfulness, the impact. It is just for the flute piece, as I've been saying,
yep.
that the flute piece adds so much gravity. And coming back to your point, and coming back to also what I said about this song, that this
Hmm.
was a guide for me. This was a pillar. This was a food and medicine for me. And how fitting, vital signs.
Yeah,
This was actually my vital signs,
yeah,
in literal meaning.
absolutely. This is a nostalgic piece that I think we love to the core. There's one more track of Junaid Jamshed which we will cover someday, hopefully. Um, but as you have seen, this holds a really special place in our hearts, and we'll continue to share such um, timeless piece of art with you throughout our journey as well. As Haris mentioned, we don't try to focus only on the latest or recent stuff. We also want to go down the memory lane, pick some stuff from there and hear it with you together. So let us know your thoughts around that, about around this particular track, the composition, the lyrics, and the voice itself. And yeah, thank you so much for experiencing with us, and we will see you on the next one. Until then, take care. Goodbye.